We're live.
We're live. It's been
Yeah.
so long.
It's been so long. It's been so long. I'm not really even sure like what we do on this thing anymore. So far, going live has seemed very easy. We must have switched this for a reason, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the easy one.
This is the
Oh my
easy
God, do
one.
we have viewers?
I think
Holy
we
cow,
have a
there's people
viewer.
here. Oh my
I don't know.
God.
Hello.
I don't know who y'all are, but you're watching and thanks. We haven't done this in like a year. Oh my God, it's Shadow.
Shadow's
Hello,
there. Hi. Has it been a full year? Oh, I'm Sandy, by the way.
Yeah, right. I'm Chloe. We have intros. That was it.
We
This
did
is
have
Word
intros.
Stitch.
This is Word
Yeah.
Stitch. We're running some sprints. We're probably going to do the same
Yeah.
exact schedule we've done before because like we're creatures of habit, and I feel like that's how this
Yeah.
goes.
Yeah.
Hello, cool gamer. Thank you for joining us.
Hello. So we're hoping that this is going to be a regular thing again. Both of our lives have changed dramatically in the last year.
Dramatic.
And like I quit writing for a while. And Sandy kind of just had to like drift away for a little while. I don't think you ever quit so dramatically, but
I mean, we stopped at about the same time, and you said my writing career is over forever.
yeah, because I thought that I was going to have a career with Publix. And actually, next week I'm scheduled for a whopping 14 hours. So obviously, I do not have a career at Publix, in which case, here I am.
Thus, you must write
Yeah.
erotica or smut. I mean, something. You must write.
I am doing a gentle transition, potentially back in with erotica.
Nice.
It is not my permanent place. Because I don't actually, fun fact about me, I don't actually like erotica. Like, I don't read it. I don't get anything out of it. I enjoy writing it, but like, I don't know that I would ever be all that marketable because I don't read it. So I don't know the market. Yeah. And it really is quite different. What?
I might have time to read right now.
Yes. Also, Shadow, I am now living in a camper trailer. So, yes, it is a new place. It is a tiny place, but it is all mine and Chonk's. Chonk is floating around. He's just not directly behind me right now.
Some things never change. My yippy dog is still right by my feet. But the baby is being put to bed by daddy, so he's probably all cozy up on somebody's lap, and it's great. It's great.
Yes.
So I am here. Okay, so I also haven't really less hornets, hopefully.
Yes. Less hornets, more frogs.
Your frog phobia. You're gonna have to tell this story at some point. We should go to a sprint. We should do a sprint. Do you have a timer? Do we have timers still?
I don't have anything right now. Okay, so
do you need me to do the timer?
I do need you to do the timer just for today.
Okay.
Because I have a bit of chaos happening right now.
Okay.
I was supposed to work until 5, and instead I didn't get out until close to 7. So I'm still fully set up for sewing, and I still haven't gotten done everything that I was going to get done before the stream tonight.
Got it.
And unfortunately, again, because I am in a very limited space, I have to kind of do like a massive reset to switch from sewing to writing. So I'm going to be sewing tonight, and I don't even have a keyboard anywhere near me. So, yes.
I'm going to be writing. I'm going to be actually writing something. I don't know what it is yet. I think it's going to be a billionaire romance. Yeah.
It's worth that.
And I'm excited about this. How long? Do we do like a 10-minute to begin with?
Yeah, let's do a 10 to start.
Okay. All right. So if you're with us,
that we do
10-minute. Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. We're gonna get some work done. Good luck with all of your writing. We'll see you in. Are we doing it right now? Is this right now?
Yeah, let's just do it right now. Let's just fucking do
do
it.
this.
Oh my
Let's do
god.
it. Yeah. Let's dive right back in. All right. So I'm starting now. Okay.
We're back.
All right. So Shadowslayer says not a lot of words so far. Me neither, because it turns out you need some characters, to like start from scratch. Chloe, this is something I blame on you. If I had not been starting from scratch today, I would already have characters in my mind. But it's okay. It's okay. There's some creative joy in this.
But would you have known what to do with them right now?
No, I wouldn't have. I would have sat here like thinking about that. As it is, I might come up with like, a name for my hero too in the next like couple of seconds, and then start writing what's happening in our.
That always helps.
Yeah.
As much as like I do know people who don't know character names from the beginning. Yeah, I don't understand how people do that, but some people do. I need character names from the beginning. And if I have to change a character name, I get real sad. I've done it before, but like I get real sad and I take a lot of time to fix it, and it's just not as good. Also, hello, Justin. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, hi, Justin. If I the projects I have where like I've had to think hard about a character name and where I've later changed it several times are always the ones that require like blood from me to get done. So if this happens, then it is no good. Right now, my female character's name is Fern because I met somebody the other day who had named a kid Fern, and I thought it was just a fantastic name. And I'm sure it's overused, but I don't care. That's what her name is.
Is it?
Fern?
So this is funny because the last time I remember hearing that name, we're going back over 20 years. Like my only reference for the name Fern is, did you ever, I realize that you had a different upbringing than me, so your answer might be no to this, but did you ever see the movie Jawbreaker?
No.
Okay, so the movie Jawbreaker was a 90s, I'm going to say, teen movie. It was Rose McGowan.
Okay.
Who else was in it? Rebecca Gayheart, but she was a very small role in it. Oh, no, she was a fairly big role in it. I'm trying to remember who else was in it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. So it was a dark comedy about three girls who surprise their friend on her birthday with a surprise kidnapping. They kidnap her on her birthday. Like this is just a thing they do. They pull terrible pranks on each other. But they put a jawbreaker in her mouth and put her in the trunk, and she chokes and dies on it.
Oh my God.
And they cover it up. Again, this is a dark comedy. So they cover it up. They make it, this is really crazy. This was back when Rose McGowan was dating. It's crazy that I know all this stuff. This is back when she was dating Marilyn Manson. So he is actually in the movie as himself, like not the full makeup and all of that, but like just looking how he does. And they frame him for it. They make it look like she has been raped and murdered when really just like Rose McGowan picks him up at a bar and they have sex on her bed while the body is stashed under the bed.
Ew.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyways, like one of the major points in it is it's also, again, it's a dark comedy. It's making fun of teen comedies. Ooh. So there is this character, Fern, who is like the nerdy girl at school. And when the main character who is murdered, when she doesn't show up, one of the teachers asks her to take the girl's homework to her house. And when she goes in, she hears Rose McGowan talking to the other girl saying that they murdered her. And she actually records it. She doesn't realize, oh no, somebody else recorded it. They didn't realize they were recording it. It was one of those birthday cards. You remember the birthday cards that like had the little button that you could put a message inside?
Yes.
Yeah. So they had one of those. So one of them accidentally records Rose McGowan admitting to the murder. But so Fern walks in. They realize that Fern has heard it all. And they're like, hey, we're not going to murder you. We're going to turn you into one of the cool girls. So they do this whole the makeup transformation that was like such a big thing in 90s teen dramas.
Yes.
So they do that for her as she comes to school. And it's funny because, again, like, it's not meant to be believable, but somehow she's just like a different person and nobody notices that Fern has vanished. And this other girl, Violet, but it's spelled Vylette, is now Fern. And somehow everybody just thinks that Violet is a new girl at school. And they actually like pull it off for a while until like everything falls apart at the end. And at the end, it's Rose McGowan getting busted for this at prom. And it's very much like, you know, the Carrie bucket of blood scene. The movie from the movie Carrie. Yeah. It's very much like that, except that like everybody is throwing trash at her as she is screaming about like being caught for having murdered her friend.
Okay. I have decided two things here. First of all, I'm not going to think any more about the name Fern. It's going to stick. Second, we grew up in a really weird decade, and Third, Shadow's Lair. I totally understand changing characters' names like 3 times, but just in case, why not use several names for the same person? Because a cousin of yours changes her own name like every 3rd month. That is interesting.
You know, I think if it was done deliberately, and by that I mean like, you know, they were getting called out on it, or people were like actively, depending on what tense you're writing in, people were actively thinking about the fact that, oh my God, this person keeps changing their name, then it's totally fine. But like, obviously you can't write a story where you keep changing the characters' names because people will not follow that.
No. My goal with this particular story that I'm writing is to write the kind of billionaire romance story that I would want to read. Like all I want are simple names I'll remember throughout the book, and like, you know, some classic romance stuff, and like a little bit of sex and maybe some like monsters or something. Like, that's fine. That's all I need.
Oh yeah, Justin, that was a huge plot point in American Psycho. And that's what I mean. Like, it was very deliberately done, where like it was the running joke that everybody thought he was Paul Allen. But when he's not Paul Allen, and therefore like Paul Allen, who he murdered. Am I correct on that? I think I am. He murdered Paul Allen, and then Paul Allen is the one who they blame all the murders on because they think he is Paul Allen when in fact he is murdered Paul Allen. Sandy
I'm going to be Netflixing this movie tonight. Like, I'm going to be looking for Jawbreaker, and it will be like a very dark moment in my world.
Jawbreaker and American Psycho are both phenomenal movies. They're both very dark. Jawbreaker is hilarious, but very dark. American Psycho definitely has its funny moments, but is also very dark. But they're both very interesting movies, and I do recommend both of them. Just at like a intellectual level,
like a pop culture intellectual level. Yes, my pop culture is a little bit weak.
Not just that, but like they are, you know, they're those movies that fit really well into pop culture, but if you stop to think about it, they're really intelligent movies as well.
Okay, so I recently switched from my Android to an iPhone for the sake of the camera, and I am currently talking to an 18-month-old like all of the time. So I think that my intellectual level right now is somewhere between like Peanut Puffs and bubble gum, and I just need stories to be, you know, kind of happy ending stories. But I'll do my best to try to delve into my dark side. We should do another sprint thing.
Well, Jawbreaker has a happy ending. American Psycho. So American Psycho, you have to like the murderer is the hero of the movie and has a happy ending. Whether you could say that that's a happy ending when it's the psycho who has the happy ending is up for question. Do we want to go a full 25 or do we want to do 20?
Oh, we
25
can do
sounds like
20.
a lot.
No,
I'm sorry.
let's do 20. I couldn't remember. I
No,
debated
it's
between
fine.
15, 20, 25, and just type something in. All right. Let's go ahead and get started on that. I gotta name another character.
Okay. I'm excited to hear these names. Let's do the sprint though.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We're back.
Yes, you too. I have named my characters.
Awesome.
They
What are your
are
character names?
Fern Westney and Ewan Adair Harris. It's hyphenated.
Those are names, yes.
We're doing billionaire romance type things. Billionaires
Yeah.
do weird stuff. Real weird
Yeah.
stuff.
I support that.
I really like the name Owen. Or Ewan, I guess is how you say it.
Yeah.
Ewan Adair.
Yeah.
It sounds snooty, which is what I want it to sound like. And now I need to come up with the like big bad reason that Ewan Adair is, you know, a billionaire loner who's never had a serious chance at marriage. Oh,
So
hang on a second.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait a minute. I think my husband is heading out.
I am unfortunately sewing right now, and I'm quilting, and I'm having like bad quilting math that I am dealing with right now. So my world is very different. I think I know Shadow was here when I said this, but I live in a camper, and I don't have enough space in my life to like switch seamlessly between sewing and writing. And I am behind on my sewing. I got everything out to sew yesterday, and then I didn't finish everything. So unfortunately I can't really write until I finish up this sewing. And quilting sometimes involves really, really nightmarish math. And I am dealing with that right now. So, Sandy, what is happening with me right now is because, I had this like fabric shortage that I was dealing with. So, like, some of my pieces are cut differently than they were supposed to.
Yeah.
I'm basically attempting to apply no waist squares to a waist shape.
I feel like your skills with quilting are like 10 or 20 times greater than mine. Can you show me?
So like, do you see like this is how this piece needs to be lined up? Because this was supposed to be, I don't have any squares that are the right size to demonstrate it, but it was supposed to be, one of these. Oh yeah. It's just not right because it happens to be an HST. But it was one of these deals where I was supposed to sew down the middle and then just chop off the extra fabric.
I see what you're saying. So you've got a piece where you've kind of like chopped off something and you're trying to apply it.
So it is this parallelogram unit right here.
Yeah.
That's the unit that I am making, but I am making it with that actual triangle, but with a rectangle for the parallelogram piece.
You are seriously piecing together like little scraps.
Yeah, it's real bad. Also, Justin, I realize that you're talking about like that is his actual name, Ramon Felipe San Juan Mario Silvio Enrico Smith Harcourt Braciera y Alvarez del Rey y de los Huertos. I realize you're saying that is his actual name, but I do love, as like stupid and cliche as it is, I do love when characters end up with names like that in books. When characters
like
end up
long names?
Yeah. And like, they're known as Bob. And then at some point, Bob walks into the grand ballroom and the butler person is like now entering Duke Robert Wellington Smith Jones Johnson the third, Duke of Canterbury and Sussex. Yeah, and he's like, just Bob, please.
Oh my gosh, you just reminded me that when you're doing billionaire romance, your billionaire has to have like a butler character.
Yes, absolutely.
I need to give him like an old man.
It's got to be either a butler or like a good buddy that either works for them or is constantly there in some way or another. Like in Girlfriend by the Hour, remember I had his buddy who was also his brother-in-law, who was also his driver and general, helper buddy.
Yes. No, I need somebody
Yep.
who's there to provide like insight and wisdom that he does not have yet.
Oh, and also the very first billionaire romance that I wrote that is actually never been finished. His name was Ferris Cadigan. So
Nice.
your name is absolutely on par with Ferris Cadigan.
Yeah. No, it's totally. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
Yeah.
The beauty of a hyphenated name is that even if your names are popular, most people don't have the same hyphenation. So it's
right.
it's a really, I know this because I've done this to my child.
Yes.
Shadows Lair, you wrote 154 words. That is good.
Nice. That is the most writing any of us have done.
I was just about to say that. Speaking of which, we should get to another sprint, shouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
Am I a little bit early? Well, let's set it up so I can do it.
I feel like you are a little bit early, but that is okay.
We could chat for a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I with the sewing stuff, I feel like this is actually like a big improvement in my personality, actually. So last night we did a bunch of quilting stuff, both Chloe and I. And
Wednesday is our quilt night.
Wednesday's quilt night. And I really, really, really wanted to finish a second block. It was like 9:30 at night. And instead of finishing the block, I packed up my stuff and laid it out on the table so I could find it in a couple of days, and went downstairs and worked on the laundry and the dishes and taking out the trash. I did the adult responsible thing, and then I went to sleep at a reasonable time, which is not honestly my like natural behavior. But my toddler wakes up between 7 and 7:30 always, and as like the days get longer, he wakes up earlier and earlier. So yeah. So I have to get up earlier and earlier and get him to bed at the right time that he's not exhausted. Thus adulting happens. But I was really proud of myself for that, for like putting away the quilting stuff. I felt like that was serious improvement. All right, I am going to set us up for our next stream.
Okay.
What were you going to say, Chloe?
No, I thought I was being responsible last night. I thought I was working today at 8 a.m. So when we were done with the stream, I shut everything down for the night because I thought I was working from 8 to 3 and that I would have afternoon after 3 o'clock to get the sewing done so that I could write tonight. And then it turned out that I was actually scheduled to write 10 or to work 10 to 5. So I got up early and I made this square because I was getting up early anyways because I went to bed early.
Pretty.
So I made this square and I was like, okay, I'll get this square done, and then that way I'll be home by 5:30 and I'll be able to get a whole bunch of stuff done by 8 o'clock. And then I got home at like 7:45 because I didn't get out of work until almost 7, and there were shenanigans getting home.
You know what? It's okay. And honestly, this might be one of the first times that we've like lived up to the word stitch name. We are.
This is fair. We are wording and also stitching.
Indeed, we're doing what we are, what we say we are. Yeah. And yes, Justin, Kirk Douglas receiving an Academy Award. If I can't even pronounce this, yeah, that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
And Shadows Lair, congratulations on the 396 today, because if you haven't been writing since Nano in November, you're about where Chloe and I are, and we know that's hard. So nice to see you again. It's lucky that we all ended up here tonight.
Right, I was gonna say, I do love that we all just kind of came back together.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe the writing community that we knew before will find us in some way. That would be fun.
I mean, as long as they followed us, then eventually they'll see our streams. We also need to be scheduling more than an hour in advance.
I don't know if that's possible. I just don't know. We'll do what we can. Okay, right now,
Yeah.
let's do what we can with the sprint. Can we do a 25? Is that okay?
Yeah, it's
Or is that too
25.
long? Okay.
No, that's good because it'll probably get me pretty much done with at least this nasty part.
Okay, I'm sorry, but this is amazing. Thank you for sharing.
I don't know how to pronounce that character in it.
I don't either. We're going to need a pronunciation guide, but after this.
Yeah. I don't want to mispronounce it. Please tell me. Okay,
Yeah,
let's do this sprint in the meantime. Yes.
Okay, let's get to it. 25 minutes, and we are starting now.
Woo.
Okay. Oh, I'd forgotten how fast 25 minutes can pass.
You know what's funny is that like I got some stuff done on this square, and then I went to do some pressing and realized that my iron had turned off, and it has like an hour-long timer on it. And I was like, holy crap, have we been doing this for an hour? And like, that's just how quickly an hour goes when we do these as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's been like an hour and a half. We started at 8.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And I got a timeout at 10 so that I can actually get sleep. But
right. Same.
but we probably have another solid sprint, maybe like another
Okay,
20
yeah.
minutes or something. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm currently trying to decide where my little couple is going to meet up and how and like who they are. I think so. I was going to make Fern a high-powered lawyer because that's what I know. Then I realized that's not that exciting, and I've decided to make her an acupuncturist instead. An acupuncturist and a political activist.
I think that's way better because usually the lady in billionaire romances are not in like power roles.
No. But I do want her to be like a power, like a, I don't know, like a female power, girl power type, like.
I mean, she
like
absolutely can be, but not like financially, not business wise. Not, yeah.
Right.
Not literally She-Hulk.
Yeah. No. I just want her to like show up to political marches and
my unit worked.
It worked. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So what do you have like a extremely rough, not even plot, but like basic structure? Do you have some idea of anything beyond billionaire romance?
I do. I'm going to call the series Beastly Rich. It's a billionaire with a bite.
Oh, is he a werewolf? Is he a bear?
He's not a bear. He's a cat.
Is he a vampire? Okay.
Yeah. But I guess so. I suppose I'm writing a billionaire shifter romance.
Yeah. I support that.
Yeah. Because I decided that like a regular billionaire thing wouldn't be that much fun. Like that wouldn't let me create some kind of big bad villain in a fantasy way. But I'm gonna need a big bad villain, like something, that some kind of beast, some kind of big bad beast. Maybe I'll make it a frog. Maybe I will make it a lizard society just for you, an amphibian society.
I love that.
Yeah,
that's why I started reading T.S. Joyce, was that she made a alligator shifter romance, and I was like, what the ever living shit. And I read it and I was like, okay, this is actually amazing.
I think I just, I want a little tiny bit of supernatural, like it doesn't have to be huge, but enough to give him a reason to need a mate, right? Like,
yeah. I think it was from Free Booksy today. One of the free books today was a like a dating app sort of thing. And she is a human and he is a shifter. I think it is a world where like everybody knows that shifters exist. That is my guess from like the very little details I got. But like so it's like online dating, whatever the right term is for that. Not online dating, but you use a dating app and then you meet up. I'm so old I don't know the correct terms for these things. Anyways, the name of the book, so it's his screen name, but the name of the book is, I believe it was My Dinner with Furfur. Fur. And I was like, I kind of love that, but then I pulled the book up and it had like really bad ratings for how few ratings it had, and I was like, oh, this book probably sucks.
No.
But
I want to write something sexy, not ridiculous.
Oh no. This would have absolutely been a rom-com. You doing like the shifter thing just made me think of that.
Yeah.
But like not making any sort of a comparison between the two.
No, it's I don't, I've never really tried something like this before, but like I said, I'm kind of in the mood just to write something that I would be willing to read. And therefore my goal here is just to make every chapter hysterically interesting or dramatically romantic to me.
There you
I
go.
don't know what that's going to mean. I don't know. But right now they're like meeting in a convenience store because there's a thunderstorm outside, and he's like buying her umbrella and also her energy
So
drink and can of marshmallow fluff, which she needs as comfort food. Is that bad? I feel like that's not bad. I think it's
no,
totally
I think it's totally
reasonable.
fine. What is your length goal for this?
I don't know.
What's
How
the
long do you
target?
suppose it should be? 80? 60? 70?
Well, so I thought you were initially planning on writing short.
Yeah, I was, but like
Okay.
I think that I think what I need to write is fast, right? I need to write like simple and fast. So my biggest goal here is to follow a beat sheet and not go too far off, and write, easy, believable scenes that I can have fun
Yeah.
with.
Do what you did for your 9-day novella thing.
Yeah, except slightly longer, because with the night, what I learned about novellas that was frustrating to me later is that they really, it's like in the romance world, I don't feel like it's the same as like erotica, where you might be able to sell something much shorter. With romance, you need your books to be longer. People want more.
Well, no, what I was gonna say is like that is like T.S. Joyce makes bank, and that is she writes her books are like 2-hour reads.
Really?
Yeah. So that was exactly why I asked you how long you were gonna go, because I was going to recommend to you that you read a couple of her books. She does some more serious and some less serious. But yeah, her books, I'm gonna say they're probably like 40K.
That would be reasonable. I feel like you can get
Um,
pretty far in 40K.
yeah. So that was why I asked, because I was just gonna recommend her to you as like someone to look at as an example of how to do a shorter but effective shifter novella.
And what's her name? Joyce?
Yeah, T.S. Joyce.
T.S. Joyce.
Yeah, like T.S. Eliot, but Joyce.
I'll look her up.
Yeah, and she's got a little bit of everything. All of her stuff is shifter romance. It all takes place roughly in the same world, mostly. But you don't need to have read all of the other stuff. There's just going to be like occasionally some weird references that you won't even pick up on as being references. I know this because she's got like one gigantic series that I won't read because it's got like 50 books in it. And I don't need that time taken out of my life. So I read all of the other stuff. She puts out a book like every 2 months. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And that's also how she's able to do that, right? All of her stuff is short. But yeah, so just like, and again, as like an author who is quite successful in that genre and that length, she could be a good reference for you. Just like, read the plot lines for a couple of series or like the blurbs and see what one sounds good to you.
I will. I think I need to know the genre like really well. I think I need to start doing all of this. Because I'm back and I plan to be successful this time. Like, I feel like my efforts so far have been, well, let's say that the first effort I made was noble, but unsuccessful. And the second effort I made was a very good learning experience, but has some major flaws. And the third was potentially super successful, but like then 2020 hit and I had a very complicated pregnancy, and life got a little weird. I would like to go back to that series. I think I'm going to write this under that author's name.
Yeah, you should.
Although I guess that means I should probably. Well, I was thinking I might write a couple of books though, so I could rapid release them. Like have them kind of stocked up.
Yes.
And I don't think I could do a book every 2 months, but I think I could potentially do 40K every, I don't know. I don't know what I could do right now. I don't know because I haven't tried it in a really long time.
Well, like, so obviously this is like just, spitballing and, just like stuff to think about. But you are capable of doing like a series of 40K books where you do like 4 of them that you release every 2 months, that you just have like stockpiled, like you already have them written, and you do that once a year.
Oh, interesting. So
like you'd only be you'd be releasing books on month 0 to 4 and 6. And then you wouldn't be releasing anything so you'd be releasing on January, March, May, and July. And then you wouldn't release another book until the next January.
Interesting.
And like you would get that entire series out of 4 books, just hypothetically 4 books.
Yeah.
And you would get that rapid release, but without, like, you would still have like an entire calendar year to get them all out, even though you're releasing them in, I guess, a 6-month period.
No, I see what you're saying. So then, like, I'd have an entire year to write the next 4 books, theoretically.
Yeah. You just would never actually start releasing like this until you already have that entire first series in the can, so to speak.
Yeah. I think that was a lesson I've learned. Like, you don't release the series until you have at least 3 written.
That had been my plan with my sci-fi, my alien series, and then my life fell apart, so I couldn't keep writing it. But like, I was planning on writing all 6 of the books, or at least having like the first 3 done and seeing how the pacing had gone with my actual writing for that.
Yeah.
It said I only ever got 2 of the books written, and I don't like the first one. I love the second one. And if I ever go back to that series, I think the rest of them will be solid, but that first one just needs a better plot line to it. Yeah. Also, Shadow, I am terrified of frogs. I guess that it's obvious because you Googled what ranitophobia means. But that like came around to bite me in the ass last Saturday. And I literally had to sit outside the camper for 5 hours waiting for my dad to get here to remove the frog.
Because there was a 3-inch frog.
Yeah, terrifying. Absolutely terrifying.
We had the cutest little frog underneath my dog's ramp like a week or so, maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I took a picture of it and I wanted to pick it up. It was so cute. It was just like it had like camouflaged itself to be the color of the mulch, and I almost stepped on it, which I would have felt terrible about, because I think frogs are adorable. We also have little lizards in our like screened-in porch. I love those lizards.
If the frog and I were both outside, or if the frog was inside of a box and I was outside of the box, I would have been totally fine with the frog. But the fact that the frog and I were trapped in the box together is where everything turned to shit.
One day I shall tell you my story about the turtles that my high school boyfriend purchased for me.
Are you scared of turtles?
Oh, no.
Oh, but, okay.
It was a misguided adventure. Yeah. Aww. But not right now. Right now, we should do like a 15-minute, and then
I support that. And then call it a night.
Yep, and then call it a night. All right, so let's do 15, and we will start now. Okay. I actually
Oh.
wrote some things there. I need to see how much.
I actually finished.
Good.
Yeah. I have some bulk seam nightmares in this that I'm probably going to have to. I don't know. I guess I can spin them. I don't know. They're real weird. There's a lot of weird crap happening on the backside of this, but it's done.
I'm glad that you finished something. So will you be able to write then tomorrow, or do you have writing plans like you used to have like that? Shadow's Lair finished a chapter. Very nice.
Woo!
Yeah.
I will be able to write tomorrow.
That's good.
I'll do some writing, and I'll do some of that class that I am taking on Affinity Designer.
Oh yeah. How's that going?
I made a thing that looks like a Mondrian painting, and I made shapes that look like the shapes he made. But baby steps. Eventually, I will make a fire truck. Oh no, I think I make. I think I make a rocket ship. Is what it is. I don't remember. I was debating between two courses, and one of them, the final project was a rocket ship, and the other one, the final project was a fire truck. But I mean, that's how these things are.
Do you know something I think I'm not going to do this time around with my whole like self-publishing effort? I am not going to make complicated covers, not in any way whatsoever.
No.
I'm just gonna. Maybe I'll even buy some pre-made covers.
You can buy some pre-made. Yes, you can buy some pre-made, because if you are going down the paranormal route, you cannot do what I am doing with the erotica, which is literally just finding a sexy image and slapping it into a template. And like, I don't even care that these characters don't look correct. Even like, I realized that one of the books that I haven't even started yet, but I already had the cover for, I realized that I couldn't even like fit my characters to the cover people because of what the plot is. Like, I couldn't even just like engineer this book so that the cover was accurate. Like, whatever.
I should definitely look at like some pre-made covers and see if I can like purchase some cheap ones so that I can make sure that I like make the characters look like they're supposed to on the covers. Like,
yeah.
I should do that. I used to have far more creativity
like
with this stuff, guys, but we are in the business of writing right this second.
Yeah. So. Also, I started joining groups again, Facebook groups. And one of them, as soon as I joined it, no, it's okay. I haven't had any drama in those groups yet. But in one of them, like immediately after I joined, one of the mods was like, "Hey, it's the annual critique circle matchup thing. If y'all want to be in critique circles, fill this form out, and we'll do the best we can to pair you up." And I filled the form out, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm good with anything from like medium heat to erotica." So I ended up in the erotica group, but I was like, all right, I guess I'm just erotica for now. I guess that's just what I do. That's kind of like all I've really done in the last year. So it is.
So you have practice and experience.
I do.
Yes. Shadow's Lair, I'm also impressed with your 212 words. I actually managed to write like 198 in a
nice.
Yeah. Actual words involving my woman Fern doing acupuncture on a obnoxious man. I support that. It feels fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I am glad that you're joining Facebook groups again, and that you're writing again, and that we have not totally given up on writing, because as you know, I felt that was a terrible, horrible mistake.
Yeah. And I mean, at the time, it was not a terrible, horrible mistake. Mm-hmm. I just had no idea that like everything was going to go so fucking nightmarish with Publix. Um, so like I don't regret having decided that, even though it's just no longer relevant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
No,
I'm
it's no
back.
longer relevant, and you need, and we both need to make this our time around where we do really well with it, right? Like this is
Yeah.
it. This is the moment. So
Yeah. Or like just bang out a whole bunch of smut. Like that's how my goal is right now.
I do not want to just put out smut. I don't think I would feel good
No, I
about
know.
that. And as we have
That's
discussed
fair.
before, you write it substantially better than I do. But I would be happy doing a lot of romance, and I don't know, maybe catching some readers who
Yeah.
just need
Oh,
good billionaires. Oh,
Paget,
Paget
you did
Farmer,
in
we are
fact
actually about to end.
you did in fact miss it.
Oh, sorry. But we will
we
probably
are
be back next week. Maybe.
Yeah, I think we're gonna aim for this time slot, right? 8 to 10.
Yeah, hang on a second. Let me look at my calendar. So my
But it's okay,
calendar.
Paget. This is our first time doing this in I think over a year. So
Yeah.
definitely since Nano. Did you do any during Nano last year?
I don't think I did anything in Nano last year. I think I was just like swamped.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thursday of next week, I am not available, but I am available Tuesday if you happen to have that day free.
Cool. Again, I work 2 shifts a week now. I don't even care about my availability.
You have availability, huh?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Like availability is no longer a conversation point for me until I get an actual job.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then let's make Tuesday from like 8 to 10 of next
Perfect.
week our next week's word stitch, and yeah, that'll be good. That'll get me into writing faster. And you,
what day of the week or what day of the month is that? What's the date?
Oh, it is the 31st of May.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'll actually schedule it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Look at us being all fancy. We have a scheduled stream next week.
So Paget, I hope that we get to see you next week. And Shadows Lair, thank you so much for joining us. I think we already lost Justin, but Justin, if you come back for our goodbye, thank you for hanging out with us. We appreciate that.
We're gonna start doing this on the regular. It's gonna be 8 to 10 on whatever day it ends up happening. But yeah, we're gonna start doing this on the regular.
Yeah, that feels good, right? Like
it
this
does. It feels great.
Again. We could both get some stuff done. Oh wait, what chapter? I love how excited you are about your chapter right now, Shadows Lair, since you haven't gotten a chance to write in a really long time. It is so awesome that you've already got a princess and an army of children in it.
Is she an evil princess or just a misguided princess? Like I'm curious if this is like the Wicked Queen but in princess format, or like maybe just like making poor life choices. Yeah. Misguided, yay. I support that. Awesome. Yeah. Okay. I think we're gonna go now.
I think we have to go now.
Yeah.
All right, folks. So we will see you hopefully next week on Tuesday.
Tuesday at 8 o'clock, y'all. 8 o'clock Eastern. Yeah. We're in Eastern. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.